What's up everyone, Jacob here. So I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while on the channel. I'm gonna do a video on one of the Godzilla comic series. This time we're gonna focus on one of the newer entries into the Godzilla line of graphic novels, Godzilla Here There Be Dragons. Here's the description for the series. In the 1500s, a ship of seafaring navigators run afoul of a lost world where there is only one king, the king of the monsters. Before humanity had successfully traveled the entire globe, it was believed that monsters ruled the oceans just beyond the horizon. Here There Be Dragons was written on maps to denote the areas people dared not go. That is until Sir Francis Drake circumnavigated the seas, visiting foreign lands and collecting treasure. That's what history tells us at least. But history does not have the full tale. Monsters did lurk yonder, living on an island that still doesn't appear on any map. And among them was the king of them all, Godzilla. In this specific video, we're going to talk about the scene where Godzilla nuked an entire Spanish armada. And I don't think you're going to want to miss it, so stomp the subscribe button if you haven't already and hit the bell to stay up to date on when we notify. And if you miss these comic videos, go ahead and leave me a little like down there, it'll get me all excited to do more of them. I've always had a passion for pirates. You can thank the Pirates of the Caribbean movies for that, and of course I love Godzilla, so this is like a match made in heaven for me. So let's get right to it. The year is 1556. It all starts with the pirate coming to terms with the fact that in a short time, a noose would be around his neck and not much after that, he'd be dead. In an attempt to escape his fate, he pleads with the jail guards that he has information that the Queen would surely want for the betterment of the British Kingdom. Ensuring them that not listening to his story would be a huge mistake, they decide to give the man his chance to explain what it is so important that the Queen of England should hear it. A story about the famous Sir Francis Drake, a lost treasure and a fire-breathing dragon. Still insisting to tell his tale, the pirate's story goes like this. The year 1357. From Lisboa did the São Vicente set sail. Bound for Avignon, France it was. Its hull be overflowing with treasure any pirate worth his salt would be salivating for. Acquired by Bishop Theobald de Castillon, it boasted a bounty of gold, silver rings, tapestries, jewels, even portable altars, if ye can believe it. But alas, bishop or no bishop, such booty be far too tempting for some, and 2 men-o'-wars made the ship's acquaintance off the coast of Cartagena. Antonio Botafacol, Captain Firefart himself, led the first attack. But 'twas not a grand one, as the old salt found himself run aground and captured. But the second ship, on the other hand, captained by one Martin Yanes. That one hit the mark, lads, and Yanes made a clean getaway, treasure and all, never to be heard from again. The truth was, Yanes was so fearful, so spooked, that he plundered the loot of a man of God. The scallywag tried to outrun damnation itself. Months passed, Yanes' crew grew tired, crusty, and Yanes heard that dirty word no captain ever be wanting to hear. Mutiny. But lucky for him, a storm changed all of that. Though admittedly, it didn't quite look so lucky at the time. And yet, in the end, instead of visiting Davy Jones' locker, he found himself discovering Monster Island instead. That's what they would soon be calling it. And with good reason. Yanes thought it'd be perfect. After all, what better place to have ye booty be guarded than an island with a dragon upon it? So one fine night, Drake found himself in a tavern, drinking with some scallywag telling tales as long as me arm. And then it comes up, the story of the dead bishop's treasure, and Yanes, and yes, the dragon. And a plan was hatched. On the surface, Drake's mission was to circumnavigate the globe. But there be more to it than that, lads. He also be looking for Monster Island, finding Yanes' loot, and bringing it back to the crown. You see, yes, Drake was circumnavigating the globe, but Drake being Drake, he couldn't resist having a bit of fun with a number of Spanish territories along the way. The Spanish, shall we say, were less than pleased. A battle ensued. Again, Drake being Drake, never gave quarter. Yet neither did the Spanish ship, aided by the knowledge perhaps, that they were not alone. As I said, the Spanish were none too pleased with the good captain for recent and for past indiscretions. It's why they sent a whole bloody armada for the man, and they would have finished him and the rest of us off too, if it be not for one small thing, a very big storm. Blown off course we were, the Spanish Armada. Nowhere to be seen. The only sight to be seen, in fact, was Monster Island. Drake had done it. Yane's Island was found, and the bountiful treasure buried upon it awaited. Our elation would soon be changing, however, as the sea broke open, and a beast arose from its depths that would give Neptune himself pause. Yane's dragon was making his presence known, you see. Godzilla had arrived. Alright guys, so normal Jacob voice back here. I hope my pirate voice isn't too distracting. This story continues into issue 2, so let's get right to it. There be certainly no shortage of tales of creatures of the deep. Tales of the Kraken, its tentacles wrapping round ships like a lass seeing her man after years at sea. Of mermaids, sweet and fair, leading poor lads to their doom, crushed upon the rocks. Of sea serpents, part snake, part dragon, part god and Satan know what. Even ditties about a whale, white as the Caribbean sands he be, taking ships down for a visit to see Davy Jones. But this be different. Each claw the size of a grown lad, teeth that could bite a man of war in half, a tail that could wipe out an entire fort in one fell swoop, and eyes like volcanoes about to erupt. This be different from anything the seven seas had ever seen. This Leviathan from the depths of the underworld. This Godzilla. Frozen with fear, the mateys were seeing this fire-breathing mountain for the first time. They just stood there, not knowing what to do, and I can't say I blamed them all though. I did have other ideas at the time. Ideas that luckily for the lot of us, the captain knew were not, shall we say, me best. Aye, his were a tad better, I would say, as he wisely sailed us around the beastie he did. It was but a mere moment when someone else would soon be demonstrating how wrong-headed me original instincts truly were. That someone else would be none other than the Spanish Armada, which had evidently survived the storm as we did, but unfortunately for them, would not be surviving for much longer. The gates of hell themselves were opened that day, my friends, and the devil who flung them open sunk beneath the netherworld from which it came, like nothing had ever happened. And that's how Godzilla destroyed an entire Spanish armada in just a few seconds. The story continues with our band of sailors making it to Monster Island, and we'll continue this story in the next episode of Godzilla Here There Be Dragons. Alright everyone, so my pirate voice good for ya? Figured it was a good excuse to kinda have some fun there. Anyway, seeing Godzilla appear in this sea monster-like sailor's tale is very fitting for the character. An entire armada vaporized in seconds. What more could you ask for? Here There Be Dragons has some amazing hand-drawn art, and has all the fun pirate dialogues we have come to expect from anything from the genre. And while it is one long continuation of a story instead of multiple smaller stories to make up the series, something I tend to not like with Godzilla comics, I have to say I'm pretty excited to get to issue 3. And I hope you are too, because next time we are making it to Monster Island. And of course we're gonna get more and more Godzilla in this series, so do all that YouTube stuff, subscribe for more videos like this, like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it around to your friends. As always everyone, this has been Jacob, and I will see you next time in Dangerville.